My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I'm Arakia Galadirthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, winner of Total War Centre's most popular sub-mod 3 years in a row. 4 years in a row, possibly? 13, 14, 15, 16? Yep. Thank you. And here today to continue talking about the Bree land and the Shire, as we continue rampaging through Eriador. Now, as promised in yesterday's video, I've recorded this immediately upon ending the first one. I had a brief break to go and have a Snickers ice cream. Other ice creams are available. And but I'm back, and here we are, continuing on. I believe we're at an end turn, though, so I'll do that. So, as promised, there will be 3 Bree campaigns for this little period. And 3 Bree episodes, rather, for this period. And so Rune won't be represented. Although I did say I was going to do that because when I started the Rune campaign, I did 3 Rune videos and Gondor dropped a video. And I said I'd do the same thing for Bree when Bree kicks off. Oh, I've come of age. I don't look like that in real life, though, so not a very good representation of me. I think that might be Stellan Skarsgård. But he's come of age. And who are you, Ed? Who are you? Oh, we're Teutonic, of course. We are Teutonic. We don't have a family tree. So, who knows? I think he might be Barleyman's son. I'm not really sure. Either way, wasted in Bree. Let's get him out. Oh, look at the Dunedain all kicking off over there. Rest assured that
yes, my lord.
Angmar are coming. The Dunedain do not have long before they will be
we shall prevail.
Attacked.
Yes.
Your orders, my lord.
Look at this, sending generals out on their own.
With honor, as you
If we can claim Royal Tharbad, then we've cut Dunland right off. This is why I normally allow Dunland to have Royal Tharbad in the turn 1 auto. Because now, if I take Royal Tharbad, Dunland are shut out of Eriador completely. They never go round here because they've got to go right up past Fëanor, or whatever the town's called, Kor something? Keloniach. But through the spirit lands of Fëanor, which means all the way round and down, and they never do that. They always get to about here and then think they can come back this way, so they come back again, and then it just never ends. So me taking Royal Tharbad totally shuts Dunland out and gives us a huge difficulty like reduction. So I'm not overly keen on the idea, but I mean it's still, I mean we're in it to win it, and to win it an aspect of that would be to remove Dunland. So now I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to get 1,500 gold coins, so we are going to now go for Mengelon. But I would like to get this better unit out of here. Oh, don't worry about retraining then. I'll take those first, and then you can train that second. So in 2 turns we'll have that army there, and same as there. So we'll have a nice little army ready in 2 turns to be led by Ed, who is going to head south, take Mengelon, and put up with the bloody Barrowites. My goal is to try and ally with Enedwaith and do everything I can to get them involved. Equally, I'd really like Angmar to capture Fornostor and Numinas. Now, I should note that what that gentleman has just done cannot be removed. I have removed bribery. Bribery has gone, so much so that bribery is no longer an option in the list. So if you send your diplomat up to someone, bribery is no longer even available as an option. But the AI still does that annoying thing where the diplomats come and bow to you, but then nothing happens. And previously that used to be them trying to bribe you. And now I think it's still the same thing, but it's just slightly quicker, because now they get the scroll opens or whatever, they try and bribe you, and they realise they can't bribe you. I didn't even say the Bree campaign, I literally went straight on.
Attack!
Now this could result in disaster, so if it's looking like it's going to go a bit poorly, I'm going to pull Andrew out, because being the factionaire, he gets slightly more men than anyone else, and also he's the only general that has armour upgraded bodyguards, which is on one part cool to look at, and on the other part, well, this is an interesting turn of events. We've spawned on the other side of the river in Eastern Tharbad, and they've spawned in Western Tharbad. So what? Maybe that must be something to do with the Osgiliath battle model. No, because you can attack Osgiliath from the east. If you're attacking the west one, you can attack it from the west. You don't have to attack from the bridge in the middle. So I wonder why it's put us here. Either way, though, they're attacking us, so... We're going to have a huge time advantage here. It's probably going to end in a draw. I unfortunately have no idea why this has done this. However, we do have a very talented, as you'll see when Faunus and Illuminas finally go into the game, we have a very talented settlement creator at the moment. So he may well know why this has just happened. But for some reason, we've spawned in Eastern Tharbad. Now, of course, Tharbad is entirely the Osgiliath model. You will have noticed that, and if you haven't noticed that, then maybe you've just never fought at Osgiliath before. But this is just the Osgiliath battle model. But Tharbad works in the same way as Osgiliath. It was a settlement that was iconic for its crossing of a major river, and it was built up on both sides of the river. So Osgiliath the battle map for Osgiliath fits perfectly with the battle map for Tharbad. So we've used it. And if you play as the Northern Dunedain, the Gondorians, or Dol Amroth, you can upgrade Tharbad so that it then becomes rebuilt Osgiliath. Now, I've pulled him down here because we want to try and get maximum use of our cavalry hit and run. There's an interesting geographical feature over there where the river ends. Whoops. It's not going to take as long as I thought for them to arrive. And only one of them's coming, the other two have stopped. They don't seem to have bugged, they seem to have just decided to stop. Ah, yeah, there we go, no, they're carrying on. General's bodyguard! And there they are again, I know you want to see them again. Those are upgraded Breeland bodyguards. Oh, he's having a bad day. Look at him, look how angry he looks. This bloody rabble. These men know that they're the finest Bree has to offer. Outfit in the finest armour that Bree has to offer. Oh, his head is levitating above his shoulders. There's an interesting graphical glitch. Ah, it's because the chainmail is meant to go a little further down and it doesn't. Right. Then stand ready. There's our general. That's what a Breeland general looks like regardless of the armour level of the battalion. He will stand out in this tier because he's the only one that has a non-Arnorian shield. And he doesn't have a spear. You may have noticed as well, though, that when the Breeland bodyguard are done with their spears, they get a really cool two-handed axe. Or well, one-handed axe, really. But and it looks really cool. The first of our enemies has come. Our charge can begin. Men of Bree. So these kind of battles are going to be a lot harder in the future because, as I say, the fort units are going to be buffed quite substantially. They're going to be units that you want in your army at all points. So that means that gives us a nice addition that the rebel garrisons around the game at the start will be buffed, which is brilliant. Additionally, of course, bandits, as I've mentioned, are going to be massively buffed. They're going to jump up to around about an early pre-barracks event kind of tier. And because the bandits are now the generic generals when a faction goes rebel. And so, in order to ensure that factions go rebel and their generals actually have a chance of surviving, the bandits are going to be buffed, which in turn will increase some rebel garrisons around the map, which again is a positive. Oh, he killed loads of them, look at that. 25% of the enemy has died, we haven't even charged them properly. Go on, straight in, lads. I know you're dying to see what their weapon looks like, and there it is. Like, axey thing. It just looks cool, doesn't it? It's not really present anywhere other than that unit. It's a sort of, it's similar-ish to the Privateer Axemen, what they get. The reason bandits are now the generic general's bodyguard, it did used to be Privateer Axemen, possibly the cavalry. No, it was the dismounted version. They used to be the generic bodyguard when a nation goes rebel, which is something you have to have in place, unfortunately. And but they were then given to Bree under the merchant side. So if you side with the mercs, you can then train the privateer cavalry and privateer axemen, and they're really good units. They really are very good units. And but of course, if you can train well, you may not know, but if you can train a unit that has the attribute General's unit, when that unit trains, it will be a general. It won't be a standard unit. So whenever you're training these privateer units, you're training another general every time, which we didn't really want. So a new unit had to be found to be the generic bodyguard, and bandits were chosen because they're the only really remaining rebel unit that can't be trained.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
But of course they're terribly weak at the moment, so we need to buff them a bit. But the Fort Axemen are going to be buffed because they're meant to be very, very unique. They're really rare, obviously. They're a 50-turn retrain on fort units, but their stats weren't really worth it to merit that 50-turn delay. But it's hoped that with some changes, it will be soon. We only lost 4, he killed 500! Well done, Andy. Feels so strange playing as Bree with all these just normal names, modern day names. There's a Bert, there's an Andy, there's a Bill, Tom, Ed, and there are some more interesting ones thrown in there, like Dagobert, and obviously all the Hobbit names are in the Bree pool.
Noble conquest.
Right, now what we need to do now is get something here. So, we can't train a single thing. We can build baluster towers, interestingly. Now, Dunedain, when that builds, they're not instantly available. So you have to build it and then wait 25 turns, and I don't really agree with that, but there is an argument to suggest that if you can train the Dunedain immediately, it's just so OP. Oh, I can't click on something. Oh, it's having a very bad day. Oh, it's because this is open, isn't it? Stupid. And he's a proven commander. He's a sword bearer, and Will has gained a Hobbitlan. Hobbitlan. I don't think that's a name of the hobbits that I am unaware of. I know of Hobbit with a Y, but I didn't know Hobbitlan. Ah, look, perfect. We've got most of the construction there done. What's Bree building? It's about to finish with its town guard. Go for Master Mason. Now, as a warning as we go forward, what I used, I've mentioned this before, but I will mention it again. The way that I've made it so that certain key settlements gain a garrison if the AI owns them, I've not actually set that up properly. So we're going to get quite a substantial garrison in Bree because of the incorrect way that I've set up that feature. So do watch out for that. It won't be common that Bree's garrison will be as big as it's about to be. Equally, of course, for those who have been, I don't know, living under a rock or something, of course, I'm the modding leader of Divide and Conquer, which is why I'm playing on version 2, and this version of Tharbad is not present in version 1.2. So if you're watching this and you're like, hang on, my Tharbad looks totally different, that's because you've got a totally different version of the game. So, just to clear that. Although, look, we could do with making the regions there just sort of end there, because at the minute then the lines go in the water and it looks a bit jarring, doesn't it? Although it does actually give you a clear indication of what's right and left, but then you can't work that out on your own, can't you? So we could get garrison quarters, that'll be 3 turns. We can get gland clearance and get militia, but that's 2 turns. Or we can get Dunedain, but then we don't get them for 25 turns, so it's just not worth it, is it? Or we can try and hope this to last for 3 turns. The armory is cheaper and quicker to build in castles. Always supporting the fact that castles are military designations. So it's better to build military there than it is in a town. So you'd be tempted to get merchants and Greenway here and hope we can survive for 3 turns. But I'm not sure they'll build straight away anyway. Ah, but plug for it. Plug for it anyway. Get a different general in here as well. You there,
Yes,
Grep.
my lord.
Yes.
You're not as good as Andy, so if you could make your way to Tharbad, and we'll send Andy back as our Diplo.
Yes, my lord.
Leo.
Yes.
Normally they have this
Tomorrow's
town here,
journey
Caras
planned
Nernaled, the City of 3 Waters. I named that one myself. Because it looks like there are 3 rivers that merge together there. Ah, Angmar have arrived. Oh, it's the wrong side, Angmar. I need you on Fornos' side. Ah, in the town, we'll see. I need you on the other bloody side. So your questions are probably, I keep banging on about this choice script. What does that actually mean? Well, at turn 80 odd, you'll get presented with a very simple choice. Do you want to stay with the Dunedain, but embrace a more military role as Bree? This will mean that you make slightly less money, but you can then upgrade certain units to have a more Arnorian feel. You gain a few more units from the Dunedain in the Dunedain camp, which can also then be upgraded to a second tier, which gives you a few more units. And you basically, it's kind of a very cheeky way of merging Bree and the Dunedain together without losing your nation's identity. And you become more military focused. So as I say, you gain an extra tier of armor upgrade. Or you can choose the merchant path, or isolationist path is what we've taken to call it. And this essentially says that you don't really care for the struggles of the Dunedain. You are happy and content to sit in your little safe hole and ignore the world. You will then rely on outside mercenaries to do your killing and, more importantly, your dying for you. And so this then unlocks a unique building in Bree, which can be upgraded 2 times. It's basically just a giant inn. And the first tier will train, has as its recruitment pool every single mercenary unit from Eriador, which is Rudaur, Bandits, a load of people. But if you upgrade it to its second tier, you can then train every single mercenary unit in existence.
We shall prevail.
So Bree then becomes a mercenary hub, and you can genuinely, I mean any, like even units from Dorwinion come all the way because the money is so good. You also then become a bit more monetary focused, so you unlock, I think, and I can't remember the specifics now, we did the changes quite a while ago, but I think you unlock various unique monetary improvements. And so you get just a few more options. Additionally, and I can't remember which path it is, so I suppose we'll find out when we get there, but with one of the paths, you unlock the highest tier of city. Now, I believe it's the isolationist path. So if you stay as the Dunedain, and if I'm correct, you get more military, you get much better troops. Your troops become better, the ones you already have. But that's about all it really does. It just adds a good military troops. And you can train troops more readily because the mercenaries that you train under the other path, they only come out of Bree. So yes, you can train mercenaries from all over the world, but you can only do that in Bree. Whereas the Dunedain are available in anywhere where you can build the camp, and you just get a few more units. But I'm fairly certain if you choose the isolationist path, you can upgrade your towns 1 tier more than all the other wildmen. So you can go up to, I believe, city, whereas most wildmen are restricted to large town, and you either then get city or large city depending on how Bree were locked beforehand. So there's a lot of benefits to it. See, look, we can't even train the bloody hobbits yet. I think most of this has been done to decrease the strength of the AI for Bree. Oh, this can't upgrade to a city. Oh, we can go to a large town. Because the AI of Bree is something of a powerhouse because of the outrageous amount of money that trade rights and things will get you once you start expanding with the Shire. So to counter that somewhat, we implemented a way to reduce their money. But more importantly, reduce their military power. So that's the point of all the not being able to train things straight away.
Your orders, my lord.
There's quite a few units there, really, actually, aren't there? I could really do with... In fact, I barely need any of you. I mean, we've got Ed, and if we take just a unit of archers, so the rest of you, if you could start make your way to Tharbad. Oh, Lagrat, you absolute scumbag. Oh, no. We've been caught totally unawares. Oh, and Lagrat's these bloody Raider Warband. These are the Orc version of the fort units. Now, these did, at one point, crash my game, so fingers crossed they won't this time. But fair warning, this might crash at the loading bar. Oh, thank God for that. Pause. Where are they then? All over here. These are the Orc versions of the fort units. They come out of the Orc equivalent of the Fort Town Post, and they're raiders. They have a 6 attack with a 4 charge, a 5 defense, average and impetuous morale response. There's an archer version of them as well, but this army doesn't have any for some reason. He just must have left the archers in the town. Right, so who can do what? You there, charge straight in. You're shooting, you're shooting. Don't run away. Don't run away. You there, hit those. I want you to run over. I'm going to try and do the same thing as before. We'll try and get these behind the enemy if we can. Now, lumbermen are an interesting one as well because they're effective against armor and they do have a 5 attack with a 5 charge. But their defense is so poor that once they get into melee, a lot of units are better than them and they just die quickly. So their initial attack will do a ton of damage. They're really good strike infantry, but they're a terrible sustained melee infantry. So, and when they run in weird lines like that and they don't even charge, then they're even worse. Come together, hunters! Right, we need to get the archers behind. Your Majesty. That's right, you're calling me your king. Archers move right up.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
I want you right in behind there.
Pick up your bows, countrymen. Pick up your bows, countrymen.
Don't fire at will. Don't fire at will. Shoot them in the back. Let's get to it. Hunters are just such a good unit. As long as you keep them out of melee. I mean, as we saw from their stats, a 3 total defense, and 2 of it is defense skill. I mean, they're just... they're useless in melee, but if you can keep them at range, they will shred enemies. Alright, you gentlemen, I want you to continuously fire at them. Ignore those that are flanking you, because if you can kill those, the lumbermen will help you out. Get the dwarves involved, they're not currently involved. Move up. Are you still firing? No, you've stopped. You're defending yourselves.
Good tidings. The enemy general, the enemy are badly bloodied.
Ah,
They have
perfect.
lost half their men.
Ignore the ones that are running away. How are you doing over here? Get involved. Oh, why have you gone
Only
into
half
that
our
line
force
again?
remains.
Ah, but the dwarves are holding them back. Yes, well done, dwarves. Oh, it should also be noted, yeah. If you side with the Dunedain, as we'll discover, you also side with the elves. And if you side with mercenaries, you side with the
Pursue and
dwarves.
run them down. This is a clear victory.
Well done, Captain Fosco. I think a promotion is probably about to ping our way for that. Single-handedly holding back. I'm absolutely loving this campaign. I think as well because I've literally spent, like, genuinely not a joke, 14 continuous hours. Well, not continuous, broken up by bedtime. I slept in between. But I spent hours learning how to get that script working, learning a load of different the whole shebang about scripting, just to get it to bloody well work. And so to now be able to play it and it's not slowed down the turn times and it's like there's no crashes, I feel so pleased with myself. But now our army's been hugely depleted and
Your orders, my lord.
which doesn't help. Doesn't help. I've lost my H. Look,
We can go no further, my lord.
I've lessened myself.
Yes, my lord.
Argond are going to attack us in this end turn, so that'll be another cavalry victory. Ah, and Valdeglerian has arrived. Got all the hobbits. It is very advisable to keep the hobbits in the hobbit towns. Because they're just really good generals. They do, I think it's possibly the hobbit trait. Yeah, it gives them a farming output bonus. And it tells you a bloody load about the hobbits. Christ alive. Did you all get what the spelling mistake was in the initial entry message at the start of the campaign in yesterday's video as well? If you did, or if you didn't, it was there spelt incorrectly with an I, and it should have been E-R-E. Right, Grep's watch doesn't really need the armory now, does it, after all that? But I would like that armory to be queued up immediately next time. Let's get a garrison here. Like places like Tharbad, for example, when I come to do it, these will give you a slightly larger garrison. Like just bigger, more important towns will give garrisons, and it then gives you an incentive as well. It gives you a... Not an incentive, that's not really the right word. You just know that if you take a better town, it'll be slightly easier to hold. If you want to. If you want to, of course. Now, rest assured that through strenuous testing, and the whole reason why it took me so bloody long to get the garrison script in place, if the garrison building is destroyed, then the garrison does stop spawning. So it needs to be present in the settlement for them to be able to spawn. Captain Nairthor brings something that Andy has fought before. This is why we need to... this is like Gondor all over again, isn't it? We need peace with our western border, who are, again, Enedwy, because we cannot have them attacking us on the side.
Our foes appear to be gaining the upper hand in this battle.
Oh, and welcome to the Gondorian castle of Argond. Are we at Argond? Is that right? I can't remember. Also, interesting note for you, if you ever play in a Gondorian fort, this is what the battle map uses. This is the battle map for the Gondorian fort. Straight in. Oh, bloody phenomenal charge, Andy. We've lost 2 men. Same again. Square into the back there. How are we diddling? 20%. Oh, 15. Jesus, we're not doing as well this time. This is why you don't charge cavalry into forts, spearmen. Oh, that was terrible for the enemy. Grouped up at just the wrong moment. We've still got to take the axemen out there. No! No! Oh, bloody hell. That's Andy. Getting himself trapped.
Our foolish general has...
No way! No! This can't be a victory. Oh, for God's sake. At least he wasn't properly custom.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
I mean, you will see this unit model again. But, oh my God. I need to not play this like we're Gondor. I need to appreciate the fact that our unit isn't actually the best unit in the game. At least he's only our faction heir. It doesn't really matter now. I mean, we can still win, but it would just mean there'll be no garrison here. So, if Enedwy are around, they'll take it faster than us. But it depends if they're around, I suppose. They might not be there. See, it's such a precarious thing to do because, like, this probably will be a victory, even with this low number we've now got. One character gets into the wrong location, dies, and we lose the whole bloody army. They haven't lost their general yet either, I don't think. Because I think the 4 axemen are their general. But we can be as careless as we want with them now, because no matter what happens here, however men we leave this battle with, they'll disband immediately. So. I'm not too fussed. I'm a little annoyed about the loss of Brathor, because he is totally unique. And we do get another unique general, and I won't spoil that for you. But when we side with the Dunedain, which is what I'm going to do in the other choice, when we side with the Dunedain, we do get a unique general. Feel free to have guesses at what unit that's going to be. So there will be another unique general to come, but Brathor and Barleyman are the only truly uniques for the majority of the campaign, and I've already killed one of them. Ah, but it wouldn't be a Galu campaign. There'll be someone saying that already, without a general dying. Oh, and interestingly, their general's the last man to die.
The enemy are utterly vanquished. This is a great victory worthy.
We only lost 22 of our 33, but one of them was Andy, ergo the whole unit disbands, and no one actually won that battle. We'll try and divert a general over there as fast as we can, just to mop it up.
Yes, my lord.
So it's just nothing happens. Ah, and Mengelen. Now we're about to lose Ed, and this is probably exactly the same way. Captain Lugnag. Oh, Lugnag's quite a lot, actually. More than I anticipated. That's foolish of me. I only have 148, but he is a cavalry. time. Go on. Go on.
I shall lead our forces into battle, my lord.
We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Just keep telling yourself. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Our foes appear to be gaining the upper hand in this battle.
Archers. Oh, well, if they're just going to stand around and let me shoot them, then brilliant. It's a terrible charge. Oh, and they're bloody nippy buggers as well. Look at them. Try and scythe into their flank. Kind of. You're just going to have to fight, I'm afraid, hunters. Are you already fleeing? Crime and net. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no, just pull away. Just pull away. Try and get out. Why are you fleeing so quickly? You've got Ed. At least they actually aren't faster than the huntsman.
This defeat is a bitter drop to swallow.
I am.
This time it will be our foe that sups from.
I underestimated them. There, of course, is Turin Turamba. One of the first age's saddest tales. He kills a lot.
We need to fall back and regroup.
He kills a lot.
Pulling back from the walls.
Be they friend or foe. A benefactor of Fosco is adopting a 68-year-old. No, thank you. Councilman Andy died. Ah, Grep became the heir. Brilliant. Well done, Grep. Bloody Dunland absolutely homing in.
My lord. Aye, lord. As you wish.
Yes, my lord.
Fosco.
We shall engage. Orders.
Is it built? 12 turns. My God. I mean, you need 50% middlemen to get merchant militia. Are you joshing me? Christ alive. Well, at least if we get an armory up, we'll get a garrison unit. But are they going to stay there for 3 turns? No, they're not going to stay there for 3 turns. They're going to attack us anyway.
Yes, my lord. Yes.
I can't remember where the ended by town is, so we'll go straight for Saduri.
Tomorrow's journey planned out. Your orders, my lord.
To battle.
Not training anything from there. Can't train anything from there. We're making good money, and you're about to build the Mason's Hall. Ah, but then wait for the queue on that one. Ah, you're gonna have to come back.
As you wish. We can
Just have to. Oh, Angmar have arrived in Barketta though, so Angmar really are closing in. Let's hope the Dúnedain can hold them a little bit, just a little bit. I am, however, going to end episode 2 there. So 2 of 3 completed for the weekend rotation. So I do hope you've enjoyed the second foray into the war for Bree as we press on Dunland, and we hope that Angmar don't rock up because we are in no way placed to deal with them. And I look forward to hearing and reading your comments, seeing what you guys think. But until we speak again, dear friends, Navar Naden Pedimad Melonin, and farewell.